Hi there, my name's Andy G. Jones, and I thought I'd do a little lesson on Vince Gill solo on a tune called Tell Me Fool, which is from his album Guitar Slinger, which I think is one of the greatest solos in modern country music. The chord sequence, it's a 3-chord thing. It's kind of almost a blues, really. Chords are C, F, and G. And the whole thing, other than a couple of notes, like three instances of E flats, it's all based on the C major scale, and it's a masterful solo. It's an example of how much music is in the major scale. Obviously, Vince is a master musician, and he knows what notes to stress and what notes to really land on. But yeah, I'll just look at a couple of things here just to give you the idea. But if you think of that classic idea of in a 1, 4, 5 chords there. So if you think you're in the key of C, a lot of people would play just C major pentatonic, which is the same as A minor pentatonic. So a lot of people play A minor pentatonic sort of things diatonically in the key of C, and some people stretch that a little bit to play almost bluesy things. So you think A minor blues in the key of C. So instead of, you could have, but anyway, Vince's solo starts like this. So that's G to E. So let's take an E flat and bending it just like a quarter tone-ish. And then you get this great bend, which is one of his signature things. So that's bending D up to E, and then E to F, and then back down. Pre-bend E to D to C. So that's kind of the finger shape of that. And then it moves up to the next position. So that's in that area of minor pentatonic. And then I'll play that again. So C major scale. The devil's in the details, so you've got to think, what notes does he stress? And the first thing he does is that lovely, so you're on G7 and he's stressing the 7th, quite tasty. So onto the 3rd, and then this country-ish kind of bend malarkey. And then winds his way back down the guitar. That's quite tasty. Which is nice, but then he does this. It's almost like that Hendrix on, which is on 1 fret. But he seems to do this. I slowed it down, he seems to do this. So the bends are, I covered those both with the same finger. The bend up from G to A, and then I, as quickly as I could possibly grab it, I went onto the 3rd string, E flat, E flat, D, E, E flat, D, C, A, C. So there you go, that's a whole solo around the C major scale. I promised one of my students I'd do it. I hope that's of some use to you. But Vince Gill is one of the greatest guitar players of all time. I did an interview with him for Guitar Techniques magazine more than 10 years ago. And just to see him play face to face, actually in his living room with one of his 54 tellies, was definitely one of the greatest touches I've ever seen on a guitar, I've ever heard on a guitar. It's just, the touch is just incredible. I did one with Larry Carlton, and that was a similar kind of shock. The sheer control of the guitar just with the fingers. One thing you'll notice, I'm not quite sure how Vince played it, but I'm using the flesh on my fingers and sometimes moving the pick. So I'm not shy of using the flesh on my fingers, because Vince is really into that, to drag a little bit more tone out of the guitar. I hope this was of some use. All the best. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.